About 2 drinks in, I ended up in a circle of people playing a game. How much do you really trust your partner? When it got to me, I laughed and pointed at Ryan across the room. Trust him? Please. If we got mugged, we'd both be on the floor in 5 seconds. Big laugh. It felt good, so I kept going. Look at him, he can't even open a jar without calling me. I love him, but dude's built like a 7th grader. The room lost it. Even Adam cracked up and threw in a bro skips every day, not just leg day. I looked at Ryan. He was smiling, but not the real kind, just that please don't make this worse kind of smile. So, what did I do? I doubled down. Seriously, if someone broke in, I'd be the one throwing hands while Ryan's Googling how to call 911. Even bigger laugh. But Ryan? He got up, grabbed his jacket, and walked out. No joke. No goodbye, just gone. At first, I thought he was getting air. Then 5 minutes passed. Then 10. He didn't come back. Everyone got quiet. Even Adam looked uncomfortable. You good? Someone asked. I forced a laugh. Yeah, he's just being dramatic. But I was pissed. He left me there? Over a joke? When I got home later, Ryan was in bed pretending to be asleep. I didn't say anything. I figured by morning he'd be over it. But when the morning came, he barely looked at me. Product humiliated me, he said. I rolled my eyes. It was a joke, Ryan. Lighten up. He didn't yell. He didn't argue. He just shut down. And the next few days, he barely spoke to me. Not angry, just empty. Then he started changing. He went out more, with Adam, with the guys. He started working out, eating differently, dressing differently. And when I brought it up, he said the words I didn't expect. I'm finally realizing I've spent this whole marriage shrinking myself just to keep the peace. He didn't want to fight, he wanted to wake up. And the more he woke up, the more I realized I was losing control. The man who used to say, whatever you want, babe, now had boundaries, opinions, a spine. And then, one night, he dropped the bomb. I want a divorce. I laughed in his face. You're joking, right? Because I roasted you in front of your gym bros? But he wasn't joking. You don't respect me, Talia. You love the version of me you can control, not me. He packed a bag and moved in with Adam. Just like that. The divorce was clean. I kept the house, he kept the car. But I lost a hell of a lot more, because 3 months later I saw him on Instagram, grinning, confident, hiking, laughing with a new group of people, including a girl. Not stunning, but fresh-faced, with that you can tell she's nice look. And for the first time, I realized something. He's better without me. And I'm just the girl who made fun of her husband. And didn't realize he was growing into the man she always wanted until he was already gone. My name is Kendra, I'm 28, and if you had asked me 6 months ago what my life looked like, I would have told you I was married to the most devoted man on the planet. Now I'm sitting alone in an empty house watching my ex-husband's new girlfriend call him the man of her dreams, while I try to figure out how I managed to burn my marriage to the ground and still find a way to blame him for holding the match. Let me take you back. When Austin and I first met, he made me feel like the only woman in the room. Every room. Every day he made sure I knew how much he adored me. He'd smack my butt in the kitchen, whisper dirty things in my ear just because he liked seeing me blush, and touch me like I was his oxygen. Even after 3 years, he still looked at me like he couldn't believe I was his. My friends used to roll their eyes when I bragged. He's still obsessed with you, Sarah would say, half joking, half jealous. Must be nice. And it was nice, until it wasn't. See, life got heavy. Work got intense. My mom's health started failing. I was mentally fried and physically drained. That's when Austin's affection stopped feeling flattering and started feeling suffocating. Every touch turned into him getting turned on. Every kiss deepened. Every hug lingered. I couldn't even walk past him in sweatpants without him pulling me in like we were still in the honeymoon phase. And at first, I loved it. But then I didn't. I just wanted to watch Netflix without his hands creeping up my leg. I wanted a forehead kiss, not a neck kiss. I wanted a hug, not his body pressed against me, reminding me he still wanted me constantly. But I never said that. Not clearly, anyway. I pulled away. I stopped initiating, I made excuses, and when that didn't work, I snapped. It was a Tuesday. I had the worst day at work. Everything that could go wrong did. I walked through the door, and Austin, sweet as ever, had dinner ready. Let me vent. Rubbed my shoulders while I sat on the couch, and then, like always, the massage turned into kisses. The kisses turned into arousal, and I just lost it. You always sexualize me. It's disgusting. Austin stepped back like I slapped him. His face was blank, except for his eyes. They looked like something inside him cracked. I can't help that I'm attracted to my wife, he said, quietly. I'm not trying to pressure you, I'm just wired that way. But I couldn't stop. It's exhausting, I said. You can't even hug me without getting worked up. It's gross. He didn't yell. He didn't fight. He just said, okay, and walked away. That night, he didn't cuddle me in bed. He didn't kiss me good morning. He didn't touch me at all. And he never did again. I thought he was just hurt. I figured after a few days he'd bounce back. But Austin wasn't pouting. He was respecting what I said. He shut it down entirely. No more surprise kisses. No more hugs from behind. No more "God, you're sexy" glances when I walked past. It was like someone flipped a switch. At first, I felt relief. Finally, I could exist in my house without being pawed at. But then something shifted. He walked past me one night while I was doing dishes and didn't even touch me. Didn't say a flirty one-liner, just "excuse me," and kept walking. I felt invisible. When I asked why he stopped being affectionate, he looked at me and said, "You told me it was disgusting. I never wanted to make you feel that way again." And the worst part, he meant it. He wasn't punishing me, he was protecting himself. And that protection turned into walls. High, cold walls I couldn't get through. I started initiating again, little touches, compliments, wearing the clothes he liked, but the man who once worshipped the ground I walked on now smiled politely, said I looked nice, and went back to whatever he was doing. And I hated it. I missed being wanted, desired. I missed him pulling me into his lap and telling me I was the hottest woman alive. I missed the man who couldn't keep his hands off me. Now he couldn't even meet my eyes when I changed clothes. So I exploded again. "Are you just going to ignore me forever?" I shouted one night after he brushed off my attempt to cuddle. "I'm not ignoring you," he said. "I'm giving you what you asked for." "I didn't ask you to shut down completely." "You called it disgusting, Kendra. That's not something you just forget." Weeks passed, then months. Austin started going out more, joined a gym, picked up hobbies, started therapy. He was transforming before my eyes, into a man who didn't need me to validate him. And that terrified me. Then came the work trip. 6 days, 6 quiet check-ins. No "I miss you," no flirty texts, just basic updates. When he came home, he was different, calmer, more sure of himself, more distant. And 2 days later, he sat me down. "I don't think we're sexually compatible anymore," he said. "I think we should consider separating." I choked on my wine. Where is this coming from? I've been thinking a lot. On that trip, a woman flirted with me. Nothing happened, but she made me feel wanted, appreciated, and I realized I haven't felt that in months. I panicked. "You're leaving me for some girl at a bar?" "No," he said. "I'm leaving because I deserve to feel wanted by the person I'm with, not treated like a pervert for loving my own wife." I cried, I begged, I wrote a letter. I showed up at his apartment with everything I never said. And he read it, then shook his head. "You're not sorry for what you said, you're sorry for what it cost you. And that's not the same thing." He left, for good. Now he's with someone new. A woman who posts him on social media with captions like, "How did I get so lucky?" She touches his arm when she talks. He leans in. And I sit in this house, staring at the spot on the couch where he used to massage my shoulders and whisper how much he loved me. The spot where I ruined everything. Because I confused love for pressure, desire for objectification, and I weaponized his attraction until it broke him. And maybe the saddest part of all? I still can't fully admit I was wrong. Which is probably why I lost the best thing I ever had. And still don't really understand how. My name is Raven. I'm 26 years old, and 2 months ago, I walked into my apartment and realized my entire relationship had vanished without warning, and without a single word of explanation. My boyfriend Nicholas and I had been together for 4 years. We lived together for the last 2. No huge fights, no dramatic blow-ups, at least not that week. That Saturday, I spent the day visiting my mom and sister. Just a normal day, laughed, ate leftovers, drove home at sunset. When I unlocked our front door, something immediately felt wrong. Too clean, too quiet, too empty. I called out, no answer. Walked into the bedroom, his side of the closet, empty. His drawers, cleared out. Bathroom shelf, half gutted. It was like he had surgically removed himself from our life in a single afternoon. Not a note, not a message, just gone. I called, straight to voicemail, texted, no delivery. Checked Instagram, blocked. Facebook, blocked. Snapchat, blocked. It was like Nicholas had hit a button and erased me. Panic set in. I started calling mutual friends. Most hadn't heard from him. A few acted weird, like they knew something but didn't want to be the one to tell me. I kept repeating that everything had been fine, but that wasn't exactly true. And deep down, I knew it. Nicholas had been distant for a while, not cold, just exhausted. He was working long hours at his law firm, pushing for partner. He came home tired, talked less, slept more. And I, being the person I was, took that as a personal insult. I felt invisible, unseen. And then Julian joined my team at work. Julian was charismatic, sharp, flirty. He complimented my ideas in meetings, remembered how I took my coffee, laughed at my jokes. It started innocent enough, one-on-one brainstorms at lunch, extended eye contact, the occasional inside joke. And then one Thursday, it wasn't innocent anymore. We kissed. Then we didn't stop. It felt like fire after months of cold. One night became two became 8 weeks. I justified it to myself. Nicholas barely notices me anymore. Julian makes me feel alive. It's just physical. Except it wasn't. Julian texted me throughout the day, bought me gifts, booked hotels. I lied about girls' nights, about working late. I thought I was being careful. I wasn't. Apparently, 3 days before he disappeared, I forgot to log out of my Gmail. Nicholas found an email, the hotel receipt, then others, then messages, then it all unraveled. I didn't know he knew until he vanished. No confrontation, no slammed doors, no dramatic screaming match, just a surgical strike. He took only what was his, left what wasn't, told no one, disappeared. And that drove me insane. The silence, the not knowing, the inability to explain, to cry, to beg, to manipulate. He didn't even give me the dignity of a final argument. The panic attacks started within days. I couldn't eat, couldn't sleep. I kept calling, texting, emailing, nothing. 1 week in, his mom answered my call. "Nicholas is fine," she said flatly, "but he doesn't want to speak to you." 2 weeks in, Tasha, my friend, or so I thought, came over. "He showed me everything," she said. My heart dropped. Hotel confirmations, messages, screenshots. I stammered, denied, deflected, cried. Real tears, but not for what I did, for what I lost. Nicholas had quietly sent the evidence to our closest friends. Not a public post, not a smear campaign, just quiet clarity, letting them decide for themselves. They did. Isla texted, "I can't believe you made us worry when you were the one cheating." Ryan, who'd helped us move into our place, wrote, "You made him feel crazy while you were out doing this? Unreal." Even Julian bailed, said things were too complicated, said he never meant to come between anything serious. Julian, the man I blew up my life for, now ghosting me at work, eating lunch at different times, avoiding me in meetings. I tried to spin the story. Nicholas and I were already falling apart. He was distant, cold. It was one mistake. But those who knew us knew better. Nicholas wasn't cold. He was overwhelmed. But he was trying. He had been planning a trip, a surprise getaway. I'd found the tickets in his drawer the day after he left. A non-refundable weekend in Napa, for us, to reconnect. Instead, he used that time to disappear. It was Tasha who said it. "You can't stand that he didn't let you watch him break, that he left you on your knees without ever getting down to yours." I became obsessed. 3 weeks after he vanished, I spotted him, in the background of an Instagram story, tagged at a new coffee shop. He was laughing, laptop open, hair longer. He looked good. Too good. I showed up the next morning. He didn't even flinch when I walked up to his table. "Raven," that's all he said. You just left? No goodbye? No fight? You knew why. You could have at least let me explain. Explain what? That you were bored? That I was tired? That I wasn't enough? His voice didn't rise, it cracked. You lied. For months. I would have forgiven almost anything, except that. The barista asked if everything was okay. Nicholas nodded. I tried to reach for him. Please. He pulled away. I didn't leave because I stopped loving you, Raven. I left because I finally loved myself enough to stop letting you destroy me. He walked out of the cafe. I collapsed in my car. I thought that was rock bottom. It wasn't. A month later, my sister showed me the post. Engaged to Olivia, the caption read. A woman from his therapy group. The comments? Glowing. From our friends. You deserve this. Finally with someone who gets you. She's everything Raven wasn't. My stomach twisted. I wasn't mad that he moved on. I was mad that he seemed healed. And I wasn't. I stalked her profile, saw their photos, their hikes, their dinners, their dog, the life that should have been mine. Then I did something I'll regret forever. I showed up to their engagement party. I wasn't invited. Got past the hostess using charm and lies. Slipped in, dressed to kill. He saw me across the rooftop, eyes widening. He didn't come over. Security did. Ma'am, you need to leave. Tell Nicholas I hope she was worth it, I hissed. He didn't flinch. Later that night, I got a text. From her. Olivia. Can we talk? I met her the next day. She didn't scold me. She asked questions. Why did you cheat? Did you think he'd never find out? Did you think he'd forgive you? I had no answers. She just nodded. Then you never really knew him. She was right. I hadn't known that trust was his oxygen. That one betrayal would suffocate everything. And she did. As she stood to leave, she said something I'll never forget. He loved you enough to break himself for you. You loved him enough to think he never would. That was your mistake. Now? I'm alone, Nicholas is planning a wedding, and I'm planning nothing. Because I confused his devotion for weakness, his forgiveness for permission. And now, he's gone. And I finally understand. Some people don't yell when you hurt them, they vanish. And the silence will haunt you louder than any goodbye ever could. My name is Riley. I'm 32, and until last year, I thought I had the kind of suburban life people envied. Instagram-worthy weekends, Christmas cards with matching pajamas, and a husband everyone called a good guy. Arnold and I had been together since high school. We had the house, the kid, the routine. He made pancakes on Sundays. I posted curated shots of us sipping coffee like something out of a Target catalog. People called us couple goals, and I believed them. Until Michael came back. Michael was the kind of ex you don't forget. Tall, sharp, driven. We dated in college until real life pulled us in opposite directions. He went chasing big dreams in the city. I settled into the safe love Arnold offered. When Michael's name popped up in a Facebook friend request, I didn't hesitate. We're adults. We're over it, right? He was polite, friendly, even deferential, always asking about Arnold, commenting on pictures of Lily with words like, beautiful family. At first, I thought it was sweet. Arnold wasn't so sure. Why is he always around? He asked one night. Because he's a friend, I snapped. Not all exes are toxic. That was my first lie. Michael started popping up everywhere. The neighborhood coffee shop, the same yoga class I'd been raving about, even our local Facebook group. It was all accidental, of course, but I didn't exactly mind. He made me laugh, remembered my birthday, sent links to articles he thought I'd like, said he admired how I balanced work and motherhood. Arnold? He fell asleep watching ESPN. I started dressing up a little more, staying up late, texting Michael. It wasn't cheating, not really, just a connection, a harmless one, until it wasn't. It started small, an innocent brunch, a shared Uber, one too many glasses of wine, and a kiss that tasted like nostalgia. I pulled away, told him it couldn't happen again. He agreed. It happened again. I told myself it was just closure,
It wasn't cheating,
just chemistry.
not really, just
I was still coming
a
home to
connection.
Arnold, still
A harmless
packing
one
Lily's lunch,
until
still doing
it
everything a
wasn't.
good wife should
It
do.
started small,
But Arnold
an
saw the
innocent
shift.
brunch, a shared
You're always
Uber,
on your
one too
phone.
many
You
glasses
laugh
of
more when
wine,
he
and a
texts
kiss
you
that
than when you
tasted like
talk to me.
nostalgia.
Are you
I
even
pulled
attracted
away,
to me
told
anymore?
him it couldn't happen
I
again.
gaslit him.
He agreed.
You're being
It
paranoid.
happened again.
Michael's married to
Late
his job.
texting
It
Michael.
was not
It wasn't
interested.
cheating,
Another
not really,
lie.
just
Then
still
came
a
the
connection.
connection. Michael
A
posted
harmless
about
one
me on dates
until
where
it
everything
wasn't.
comments.
It
Arnold
started
saw it.
small,
But
an
an
innocent
brunch,
brunch,
didn't
a
accuse
shared
me. Always
Uber,
on your
one
phone.
too many
You
glasses
laugh
of
more when
wine,
he
and a
texts
kiss
you
that
than when you
tasted like
talk to me.
nostalgia.
Are you
I
even
pulled away.
attracted